Alex Golesh is your new head coach of Auburn University. Let's tap in. Let's dive into it here on The Scoop with Dukes. First of all, I am Philip Dukes, a.k.a. Dukes D Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop. And please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I am tired, but guess what? We got to go back to work. It's time, baby. Auburn University has just hired Alex Golesh as their head coach, according to sources. According to Pete Nakos of On 3, actually, shout out to Pete. Now you got the Russian sensation. Alex Golesh is your new head coach. Golesh grew up in so I believe he moved to the States very young, grew up like in the Northeast, and shoot, man, just a meteoric rise. We can go into let's start out how this happens. So everybody thinks that Summerall is a done deal. I would say Florida. If you want to know the hierarchy of how people feel about teams in the SEC, you can just look at how this coaching carousel went in the SEC. Lane Kiffin was one SEC. Then so LSU and Florida both attacked one. Auburn was probably third. And so they said, all right, we're just going to get ahead of it. We'll go ahead and get Summerall. Arkansas says, all right, well, we'll get Golesh. And then the dominoes fell. Lane Kiffin says Florida's out. Florida pulls rank on Auburn. they go get Summerall. Well, in turn, Auburn goes and pulls rank on Arkansas. Because earlier in the week, Golesh was announced or kind of leaked as the coach for Arkansas, and he never signed, just like Summerall never signed. And now Auburn was able to pull rank on Arkansas. And so Arkansas says, okay, we'll get Silverfield. 3 group of 5 coaches get jobs in the SEC. Auburn gets Golesh. No, Golesh, unlike the other ones, I think his offense, as far as the group of 5 coaches, his offense is kind of modernized. They run that UCF stuff, the Josh Heupel stuff, where we talked about it with offensive coordinator Joey Halzle potentially being an OC candidate. But the thing I like about this hire is everything that I said that was true about Joey Halzle. If you watch that video, potentially being offensive coordinator, it still stands true for Alex Golesh being your guy. They're gonna spread the field out super wide, and the goal is to the Josh Heupel. This whole offense is about putting your receivers out as wide as possible, giving them options based on what the defense gives you, and then running the ball in a light box. That's what it is. If you decide to keep an extra man in the box, if they go 4 wide, and you go set and you keep 7 in the box, okay, cool. But you got one-on-ones everywhere else. And if you press, they throw on the fly. And if you play back, they throw on a hitch. That's damn near the offense. And it creates problems because when you have when you look at if you want to look at this offense at an SEC level, watch Tennessee. That's what this offense basically is. Watch Tennessee if you want to know. Golesh he likes to go quarterback run as well. So I'm thinking if you want to talk about cooking, Deuce Knight in this offense, if you with the roster how it is, Deuce Knight, Cam Coleman, Malcolm Simmons, Eric Singleton, whoever you want in the other slot. When they go 4, now that's when they go 4. They do use a tight end as well, and the tight end can be a move tight end. But when they go 4, it'll look a lot like what you saw a little bit last night, except for the wide receivers spread out further. They will run the quarterback power. When you look at the success they've had with their quarterback, I mean, if you look at what Byron Brown was able to do in some really big games, Byron Brown's been that guy. So let's just go look at the Golesh file. Let's pull up Golesh right here. Shocker. I think everybody thought yesterday that it was going to be DJ Durkin. Right. Head coaching record. 2023 South Florida 7-6. 2024 South Florida 7-6. This year they're 9-3. Okay. Let's go look at this 2023 South Florida team. Now the 2023 team, that's the game where they lost 17-3 to Alabama, and everybody was like, hold up. This ain't the Bama we know. I think that's kind of what put this team on the map. I was like, they ended up 7-6. They lost some tough games. They beat Syracuse that year in the Boca Raton Bowl. They beat Syracuse 45-0. That's one thing about this offense. If they get rolling, man, good night. Yeah, I mean, Byron Brown that year, he had some big games, had 435 yards passing against Rice. I wish Byron Brown had another year. But I could see where this team could be successful. South Florida 2024. Let's look at their best game. Now they didn't do as well against Bama that next year. They lost 42-6. They lost to Miami 50-15. Don't know if they were equipped for those games that year. Do 7-6. They beat San Jose State in a 5 overtime game in Hawaii Bowl. And this year, in 2025, let's pull this up right quick. 2025 beat Boise, top 25 win. Beat Florida. You beat Florida, who at the time was the number 13 team in the country, 18-16. Miami went B2A on them 49-12. Lost to Memphis by a field goal. Lost to Navy by a field goal. Navy was 24 at the time. Memphis was, so 9-3 and lost by 2 field goals. The thing I like about South Florida, when they played at home, they were putting butts in the seats. Routinely 35, 40,000 people at that game. Another thing I like about South Florida and what they do, they got a young staff. Now I don't know who's coming and who's not. And I'm recording this before I got some more information. So I just want to keep this about Golesh in South Florida. But Golesh keeps a young staff. I met some guys in the recruiting department. Super cool. Super, super cool. There was a kid that I mentor who was committed to them for a long time. He loved it. Mom loved it. They loved it down there. All right, let's go through the Golesh file. All right, Golesh began his coaching career as an assistant coach working with defensive line at Westerville Central High School in Ohio in the first year of the program. And he turned that into a student assistant role at Ohio State in 2004, where he earned his degree in 2006. He was a GA at Northern Illinois in 2006, 2007. I believe they had a little success then. Then another GA year at 2008. So he spent 5 years before he got his first room as a position coach. And he was in 2009. He was a recruiting coordinator and a running backs coach at Toledo. Okay, which I like. They had the #1 recruiting class in the MAC. Okay. All right. So Tim Beckman goes to Illinois. And in 2012, he was the tight ends coach and the recruiting coordinator at Illinois. All right. Then he became the running backs coach in 2014. And then he was special teams coordinator in 2015. All right. So he had a good run at Illinois. Then for 2016 and 2019, he was at Iowa State. Worked under Matt Campbell. A lot of people got a lot of respect for Mr. Campbell. Let's go. UCF. Golesh was hired at UCF as a tight ends coach in 2020 under Josh Heupel. Despite, let's see, in his first year, they ranked second in FBS in total offense, 568 yards, fourth in passing. Okay, so picked up some good things from Heupel. We remember Heupel. Tennessee, Golesh fired. He followed Heupel to Tennessee as offensive coordinator and tight ends coach in 2021. I want to find, when did he get the? Okay, now Golesh did call plays at Tennessee. All right, so they shattered 8 single season records: points, offensive yards, touchdowns, points after touchdowns made, total first downs, and fewest interceptions thrown in his first year of 2021. Then in 2022, they went crazy again. The best offense in school history, 46.1 points a game. And that was that 22 Tennessee year. And that's when he got the job at South Florida in December 2022 for 23. All right, let's see what else we can find out about Golesh right quick. All right, so let's dive into some of the accolades for Golesh. This year, 2025, Paul Bear Bryant Coach of the Year watch list. 2025, Bobby Dodd Coach of the Year watch list. Led the USF program to back-to-back wins in consecutive games for the first time. Top 25 wins over Boise State and Florida. Led South Florida back to the top 25 for the first time in 7 seasons. First South Florida coach to earn bowl eligibility in his first 3 seasons. First coach to lead USF to back-to-back bowl victories. Okay. In his offense, former walk-on receiver Sean Atkins, I remember him. Yep. Had the number 1 and number 2 season reception totals in USF history. Led the largest turnaround in USF program history and second largest in the FBS in 2023 with the 6-win improvement. I didn't know that was that bad. So South Florida was a 1-win team? Okay, now we get into the meat and potatoes. South Florida was a 1-win team before he got it. Before he got it, that was a 1-win team. He specializes in turnarounds. When he was at Toledo, albeit on that he was on that staff, he saw them go from 3-9 to 9-4. All right, let's get through this. All right. Here's the meat and potatoes. This is who Alex Golesh is. The son of Russian immigrant parents who worked his way through the collegiate coaching ranks with a blue-collar work ethic and a powerful connection with his players that helped to generate major turnarounds at 4 programs. Alex Golesh was named the 6th head coach in USF football history on December 4th, 2022. In 2023, he was in the CBS Sports Top 15 coaches under 40. And ESPN's 2024 list of 30 coaches who will define the next decade of college football. They were 1-11 before he got the job. Okay. Now, all right. Don't sell me. Don't sell me now. The USF offense ranked number 17 nationally, producing 451 yards per game. Led the nation running 82 plays a game. Okay. All right. So look, guys, he's got a young staff. Cody Burns is on the staff. That's going to be interesting. He's co-OC right now. They got DeMarcus Van Dyke on staff. I'll dive into the staff tomorrow, but they got some good names on this staff already. Todd Orlando, remember he was a defensive coordinator at Texas. Alex Golesh's success isn't by mistake. How do you guys feel about the hire? I'm not speaking on Dirk yet because I don't know yet. I just paused just to go back and just to check that DJ Durkin wasn't announced yet. He hasn't been, but I think that's what people think is going to happen. We will see. But Alex Golesh is your new coach at Auburn University. Hey man, sorry, I just woke up. The alarm went off. I saw it. Had to come give you guys something. All right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.